I mean, if he was in need of help, I would help him. If I was in need of help, I'm sure he would help me.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, okay, I'll go with that. Let's talk about the accident itself. Any question in your mind that Miss Mayer unfortunately just pulled out in front of Matt?
How do you mean that?
Well, was the accident her fault?
Yes, sir.
Objection to
All right.
the
Do
form
you have
of
any
question.
question about that?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay, that's what I want to talk about. Okay. Who had the right of way when this accident occurred?
Objection.
It was green.
You were southbound, Matt was southbound on Germantown Road, and you were several car lengths behind Matt?
Correct.
And did I understand you to say that you cleared the intersection before that light ever changed colors?
Correct.
You actually came to a stop on the south side of the intersection.
South side on the shoulder. Yes,
Right.
sir.
No question that Matt had the green light when this lady made her left turn.
Correct.
All right. Matt took evasive action to try to avoid her.
Yes, sir.
Okay. He moved.
Yes, sir. He did.
All right.
Yes, sir.
If he didn't,
times.
all right. So yes, if he goes straight, he's going to hit her. Moves and try to avoid her. Is that what it appears to
Objection
you
to
was
the form.
happening?
Right.
Don't worry about what he's saying. That's just for me and the court reporter. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So he's traveling in his lane. Ostensibly has the right of way.
Yes, sir.
You're in that same lane behind him,
Middle lane. Yes, sir.
3 or 4 car lengths, and all of a sudden she pulls out in front of him.
Correct.
You said she didn't really come to a stop. She kind of paused. Would it be fair to say more like a hesitation?
Yes, sir.
She's going at a speed and she slows down a little bit.
Slows down to a great extent. Yes.
Okay. But at some point now she's blocking the southbound
Right.
lanes of Germantown Road.
Right.
Right.
That's what I do.
If you don't get out of the way, you're going to hit her.
Right.
Okay? And at some point, her car is literally perpendicular with the southbound lanes of Germantown Road. Is that right?
Correct.
You understand what I mean when I say
Correct.
perpendicular, don't you?
Perpendicular, yes.
She's blocking more than one lane, isn't she?
Right.
Okay. Her car doesn't fit sideways within one lane of traffic, does it? It's blocking more than one lane, isn't it?
Correct.
All right. Go straight, you're going to hit her. Then it's basically you got to get out of the way, right?
Correct.
He didn't have time.
Standing objection to all this.
Absolutely. He didn't have time to stop, did he? If he wouldn't be able to slam on his brakes in the border, did he?
No, sir.
He's going to hit her if he kept going straight.
That's right.
All right. Did it appear she just turned in front of him?
Yes.
All right. Did you observe? Did you ever see if there was another vehicle in the northbound turn lane in front of Miss Mayer?
No, I never observed.
Okay, you don't. I didn't phrase that correctly.
Okay.
Did you ever see Miss Mayer when she was in the northbound turn lane?
Turn lane. Can't say so. No, sir.
Perfect. Now that's what I want you to say. If you don't know, tell me you don't know. I don't want to guess. I promise you. Okay. So you never saw her in the northbound turn lane.
No, sir.
Okay. So if there was a vehicle in front of her in the northbound turn lane, you just don't know.
Right.
Okay. All right. So. This Winnebago, did I understand you say that you passed the Winnebago?
I passed the Winnebago.
Okay,
Yes.
as you're going southbound before the accident,
Correct.
and after the accident, did the Winnebago also clear the intersection?
Correct.
Before the light changed
Yes, sir.
to red for southbound traffic on
Yes,
Germantown
sir.
Road?
He passed me when I was on the shoulder.
Okay. You never even saw the light turn yellow for southbound traffic before this impact, did you?
Correct. No, I didn't.
He had a full, straight, green turn arrow.
The impact had happened.
Hold on, let me finish my question. Matt Castellaw had a green arrow for southbound traffic at the
Yeah,
time
it
of
wasn't
the
a green arrow. It was just a green solid. Yes.
Strike that. That was my mistake. Matt Castellaw had a green light for southbound traffic at the time these two vehicles impacted.
Correct.
You had a green light at the time you cleared the intersection.
Correct.
The Winnebago had a green light after it cleared the intersection.
Correct.
Okay. Sometime after that, ostensibly the light turned red.
Yes.
Well, actually it turned yellow first, right? Okay. You never even saw a yellow light, did you?
By then, no, of course not. When I passed, no.
Okay.
By that time when I was on the other side, the light was the least of my worries.
Right. Absolutely. Now, you gave a bunch of estimates as to how far away Matt Castellaw was when he moved from one lane to the next, but it appeared to me from the way you were couching your answers that that's just a guess.
I had no idea, yes.
Do you agree with me that
Yes.
all those estimates are just guesses on your
They
part?
are guesses.
Right.
There was no ruler. How would it?
You're certain about the color of the light.
Yes.
You're certain you cleared the intersection on a green light.
Yes.
You're certain the Winnebago cleared the intersection before the light changed to red.
Yes.
As far as you're certain that Matt wasn't speeding.
Yes.
Right? As far as how far Matt was away from a given landmark when he moved from one lane to the next lane, those are just guesses, aren't they?
Those would be guesses.
Okay. As far as your estimates as to the time that elapsed from when Matt moved from one lane to the next, those would also be guesses, wouldn't they?
Yes.
All right. And I say that because you made the comment, if I understood your testimony a minute ago, that it took Matt 4 seconds from the time he reached the quote threshold of the intersection, which I assume to be the frame of the
Right.
beginning of the intersection, until the impact. I'm going to represent to you that I doubt that it took 4 seconds.
4 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems to me like the typical estimate that a witness gives when they believe time is longer than it actually is
Right.
when an event occurs.
Right.
Right? Do you have any idea how fast a vehicle is, how many feet a vehicle is traveling per second at 45 miles an hour?
No.
You don't have any idea, do you? Okay, I
It's
didn't think you did.
66.
I was going to tell you it's 66 feet per second. I'll tell you at 60 miles an hour, it's 88
Yeah.
feet per second, okay? All right?
We've tried a few of these cases.
I've tried so many of them, I could do it in my sleep, okay? So it's very unlikely that from the
4
time
seconds.
that 4 seconds, isn't it more likely that it's a second or less?
Less.
Okay, because frankly, from the time he reaches the threshold of the intersection until the point of impact, these two cars aren't very far apart, are they?
Right.
Okay. I'm not fussing at you.
I know.
Your testimony is what very many witnesses give, okay?
Okay.
All right. All I want to make sure you and I are in agreement on is that your times are nothing more than guesses, and you really don't want anybody relying on those, do you?
No.
Okay. But they can rely on what you actually saw, can't they?
What I visually, yes.
Okay. Mr. Cooper asked you, did you ever have a chance to think in your mind, oh my God, he's going to hit her? You didn't have that time to think that because this thing happened just like that, didn't it?
Mr. Cooper, who's Mr. Cooper?
That's Mr. Cooper.
Oh,
right
sorry. Bad with names.
there. Okay, that's all right. I mean, the accident just happened instantly, didn't it?
Yes.
I mean, at any point in time, did you realize when Matt's swerving and she's moving, these cars are getting ready to hit?
No.
Okay. In your opinion, nothing Matt could have done to avoid the accident, was there?
No.
In your opinion, she just turned left in front of him.
Yes.
That's all I have.
Do you consider Mr. Vescovo to be your lawyer?
No.
You don't?
If he doesn't, we'll send him a bill.
Probably be
Well,
a
look
pretty
at
good
this.
bill, too.
All right, I'm going to object to that.
All right. Let's back up here, okay? Because when you were testifying for me, I didn't know you were guessing.
They're all guesses. Why would I make us? Okay.
Well, you're under oath.
Well,
Okay.
All right, so
I'm
let's
gonna-
talk about that.
Well, I'm
for a
going to
minute.
object. just
You
because-
got a standing objection. Let's talk about that for a minute. Why is it that you're telling me that everything we sat here and went through is a guess?
Simply because of the fact that I even made statements to him. Everybody wants an answer. That's all I can give. I don't know for sure. 4 seconds is what I have in my mind.
All right. And you were trying your best to tell the truth when I asked your questions, weren't
Correct.
you? All right. So what you're telling me is about the
lengths.
accident.
Yes, about the
Let him
lengths.
finish. Excuse me. Let him finish his answer, Barry, before you interrupt him, please.
That's fine. I'm sorry.
About the lengths. Yes. The lengths. I didn't have a ruler. No one had a measure.
Sure. And I carefully prefaced my questions with you. Give me your best
Correct.
estimate, didn't I?
Correct.
And that's what you tried to do.
Correct.
And are you telling me that even some of what Mr. Vescovo was going on about in his cross-examination there, some of what you were telling him were guesstimates or guesses?
No.
Everything you told him?
I stated everything like it was. Even 4 seconds might not have been 4 seconds. Probably, looking at the math on it, no, it wasn't 4 seconds.
So
That's what we can say for sure, yes.
All right. So nothing you told him was a guess?
No, sir.
All right, but everything you testified about for me was a
Not
guess?
everything, no. Not
All right.
everything from you.
All right,
Just the lengths. How are you supposed to know the lengths and the time frame? I don't know.
all right. But we do agree that because I don't want to go
All
back
you
through
gave me
all
is
this.
an estimate. An
No.
estimate isn't yes or no for sure. An estimate is, what do you think?
Are you finished?
Yes.
No, sir. What I'm asking is what you gave me. That was, to the best of your knowledge, you were trying to be as truthful as you could be, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
All right, I just have a couple questions. I didn't ask you anything about distances or times, did I?
No.
Okay, that's all I have.
No. Times to the 4 seconds, you just had a problem with the length of it. Did the math. And obviously, I can't lie. The math can't
I have to
lie.
rely on my head. I have to get my pencil and calculator out.
Okay, yes.
Come on, let me
Hey, Steve, I was thinking, I tried my first case with you, and
Are we?
Oh, we're
We're on.
I apologize.
That's
I
okay.
completely forgot you were there.
That's okay. This ends the deposition. The time is 11:13 a.m.